Jair Martinez with Fight Hook TV. Again, good to see you. Saw you in New York. Now back over here in Dallas. How are you? So first of all,
I'm happy, man, living the dream, man. You know, I never imagined in my life to be in this kind of stages with Diego Pacheco. I just found a kid, El Güerito de Tepito. It was just announced right now in Las Vegas, the youngest, 15-year-old, you know, super famous, a big star in Mexico.
I did see that.
I got Omar fighting on the undercard, Manny Pacquiao. I got Julio Porras. I got Daniel Blancas that fucking had a great knockout. And I got David Benavidez fighting November 22nd in Riyadh, you know, in Saudi. So, man, you know, I'm so thankful. And like I said, man, you know, I'm blessed and I'm in places that I've never been before. So to me, I'm blessed and I'm happy and enjoying every minute of it.
Certainly, you do deserve all that. Certainly, you know, the hard work and obviously the team Benavidez. We were there together on Friday. We saw the outcome of Berlanga and Shiraz, and I remember you told me, and I said, what about a fight with Berlanga? And Benavidez like, oh, that would be the easiest fight for David.
I remember that.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So then we fast forward.
Yeah.
Were you surprised the way it went down?
You know what? No, man. You know, well, I was very surprised because I had, in my mind, I always said, you know, my interviews before, Berlanga is going to have to knock this guy out like in 2-3 rounds. If he doesn't knock him out in after those 3 rounds, we're going to have problems. And, you know, the thing is, I think he had everything, but he just underestimated, I think, Shiraz, you know. He was throwing, and then he just kind of stopped and waiting. I don't know what happened there, and then Shiraz just got more confidence, and it was a big surprise for everybody. It was a surprise for me, too, so I couldn't believe it. I think he got hit very hard. He couldn't recuperate, and Shiraz took good care of business.
Where does Berlanga go from here? I mean, I think he's a good taker.
Man, you know, I like Berlanga. You know, I always said that I like Berlanga. You know, he does have a lot of talent, but he fought with Top Rank. He fought with Eddie Hearns. He fought with Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, you don't really do those things, you know. But at the end of the day, now who are you gonna fight for, you know? I mean, I just think that a lot of people think that he's just a problem, you know. People don't want to deal with that. So he has to come humble and, you know, respectful now, you know. And he's young, man. It's a lesson to be learned. And I think, in my opinion, I think he's young. I think he could definitely come back and come stronger than ever.
It did look like after, you know, when you look back after the fight, it did look like he was a little bit distracted maybe because, you know, being in his hometown, that happens a lot to a lot of fighters. But as well, you know, his antics in the press conference, you know, focusing on Oscar and whatnot and going to, you know, I think he oversold the fight, let's be honest. But, you know, seeing him, you know, after what took place, I wonder what could be next for him. And a lot of people say he needs to take some time and figure out what's going to be next because he took some very nasty shots.
First of all, you know, thank God, you know, he's doing okay. You know, he has to take a little break and really think what he wants to do. And I mean, a loss or 2 losses, it doesn't mean anything. You know, he lost to one of the best fighters in the world, and now maybe this was just he underestimated this guy. But it's not the end of the world. I think he should come back and think, and I think we're going to see a different Edgar if he comes back.
A Caleb Plant fight, y'all face
That
them?
would be a great fight, man. I mean, I would love to see Caleb Plant with Berlanga. So I don't know if they will give him the opportunity. I don't know who wants to work with him right now, you know, but that would be a great fight.
Shiraz, you know, after that talk, automatically it was brought up.
Superstar, you know, now a new superstar was born, you know, with that win and winning that way. And like Berlanga made him famous by everything that he made, you know, all that publicity and all that, you know. So now there's talks about Shiraz fighting Canelo, you know, and I don't see why not. He dropped this guy and looked spectacular. So I think he deserves an opportunity for a world title. He's up there to fight Diego. He's up there to fight everybody, you know, to be honest with you, it would be an honor. He's a great guy, you know, very responsible, very disciplined. He showed us, everybody, that, you know, he deserves a big fight.
Jose, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's just too early to jump into that Canelo fight for Shiraz. But obviously they give it to him,
you know, I'll be honest with you. If I had Canelo, I would not fight Shiraz, you know, because I have everything to lose, nothing to gain. Does it make sense? Young, strong, confident, you know. So I don't really know how hard he hit. It looked like he hits hard, you know. So at the end of the day, I don't think it might happen. Like I said, you know, I don't think what's his name? His
Shiraz.
trainer
Yeah.
wants to make that fight. You know,
Andy-
he has
Andy
other.
Lee. Yeah.
No,
Eddie Reynoso.
Reynoso, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they have bigger and better fights for him now at this point. But anything can happen with
Yeah, we got
you know,
Canelo Crawford.
Turkey Al-Hashim, right now. Hey, you know, why not? You know, but it might happen.
Last one for me. I don't know if you've seen Edgar coming out saying that Shiraz's hand wraps. Something about the situation.
You know, it's really hard to say. You know, the inspectors, I don't even know what to say. You know, he got beat, he got hit. It didn't matter if it had something or not. He got hit very clean. And I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that, you know. Investigating, you know, get, I mean, I don't know. I have to be honest. It was a great fight. It was a good fight. Get past over it. Yeah, I don't think you're going to go anywhere. So, I mean, just let it go and start over. Dave Benavidez against Anthony Yarde. It's a very difficult fight, a dangerous fight, and super excited, actually. Dave is super motivated, but these are the kind of fights that we need in order to keep improving and getting to those other titles. I think the people are happy. They're responding very well, and we're going to go to Saudi.
Yeah, so this fight's going to take place, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is going to be the press conference. Anthony Yarde, you know, from across the pond, if I'm not mistaken, it's a very fighter that comes and presses, puts pressure throughout the fight. How's the preparation been so far? And what was y'all's reaction, your first reaction when this fight was already made and concrete?
Well, we're very excited about this fight. David's been preparing very well. He's been maintaining. He's super motivated. Like you said, Anthony Yarde's a strong fighter. He's going to come forward. You're going to see two trains coming at it. But those are the kind of fights that the people want to see. I guarantee you there's going to be a knockout. You know, it's not an easy fight. But we're ready. We're ready to give the fans what they want. We want to make history. And in order to make history, this is the kind of fighter we need to face. And like I said, David's super motivated, happy, and everything's going well. Before Anthony Yarde, we're looking at Callum Smith, Zurdo Ramirez. Well, actually, we went to Saudi to try to face the winner of Better Beat and Be Bold. That's what they said, that it was mandatory. But at the end of the day, Be Bold decided to give his belt away. He didn't want to face David. But we're still here, you know, trying to make that fight happen. Those two guys are the monsters of the division, and we would love to share the ring with them.
Obviously, you know, the big talk, like I mentioned to you when I saw you in Frisco, the Canelo thing was just, you know, it seems like we might not get it. Do you feel like at this point that's the fight that you're not even stressing if y'all do get it or don't get it anymore?
No. It's been time, you know. Canelo knows that the body's not the same, you know. His reflexes are not the same. The knees are not the same. Facing David Benavidez can be in serious problems, you know. So he's just, you know, trying to see fighters that he can beat, young fighters with no experience, or old fighters, or fighters that are very low that, you know, he has to bring up 2-3 divisions up. And there's no way that Canelo's going to face David Benavidez. Not right now. And David's getting stronger and getting more experience, so there's no way that I think that fight would ever happen.
Yeah, and, you know, going back to what you said right there, you said fighters that he can beat. You know, even going to this fight for September versus Crawford, has your mentality changed or has your prediction changed for?
No, I think it's going to be a Tom and Jerry fight. You know, at the end of the day, you know, Crawford has not been looking really good. We saw how he looked in his past fight. So Canelo, you know, like I said, you know, the reflexes are not there. You know, this power is not there. The knees are not the same. So Canelo's going to try to knock him out, but Crawford's going to do what he does best. He's going to move around, try to win the rounds, touch him, and move, you know. I think if Crawford stays, Canelo can knock him out, you know, because Canelo's the bigger guy. I don't think Crawford's going to come and give the fans what they want, you know. He don't care, you know. He's just going to come and win and beat them. I don't know if they're going to give it to him, but it's just going to be a Tom and Jerry fight.
I believe it's going to be a Tom and Jerry fight.
I think it's going to be a Tom and Jerry fight.
What about a fight? They mentioned like your son versus Berlanga. I mean, that could also be.
You know, that would be embarrassing. You know, they will knock him out. You know, I mean, he's an okay fighter, but there's levels to this. I don't think Berlanga has shown anything really. You know, his last fight he looked okay. You know, but to be honest, you know, he's celebrating a fight that he didn't win. You know, and I just think that, you know, if he would stay focused, you know, and take things serious, I think he would be a good fighter. But there's levels to this. I don't think he's at David's level. David will knock him out.